Okay, this is for assignment 9, transhumanism and selecting deafness. So for my ethical theory, I chose utilitarianism. And to answer the first question, is it morally permissible to deliberately cause a child to be deaf? Why or why not? So utilitarianism is a consequentialist theory which aims to maximize overall happiness and minimize suffering. Deliberately causing a child deafness would be evaluated on the consequences of the child, parent, and society. The consequences for the child would be that they would have certain limitations and they would not be able to fully experience the aspects of life, and this might impact the overall well-being. For parents, if they are part of a deaf community, they might think it is part of their identity, is part of their culture, and they want their child to experience this culture and be able to bond with them. As for society, they might need to provide more resources and support for those who are deaf. Overall, deliberately causing a child deaf is morally impermissible because the negative outcomes outweigh the positive outcomes. To answer the second question, should medical authorities or the government restrict the use of IVF and PGD to selecting only non-disabled embryos? So selecting only non-disabled embryos could reduce the number of individuals with disabilities and increase the overall well-being of these individuals. Restricting reproductive choices could interfere with parental autonomy, causing distress, especially to parents who have disabilities or might value disabilities. Selecting only non-disabled embryos might have an impact on society for individuals who do have disabilities, and that might lead to discrimination or making fun of them, stuff like that. So from a utilitarianism perspective, restricting IVF and PGD to only selecting non-disabled embryos is a complex issue. While it could enhance the well-being of individuals and reduce the need for certain resources, it may harm parental anatomy and promote negative attitudes towards disabilities. The decision always comes down to the parent and whether the positive outcomes outweigh the negative outcomes. So transhumanism is where we enhance human capabilities with technology, and having deliberately causing a child deaf raises question about the societal value placed on the different human conditions and risking human diversity. Utilitarianism would require assessing whether such enhancements lead to greater overall happiness and well-being without marginalizing those who do not receive such enhancements, and recognizing the inherent vulnerability of individually, particularly those with disabilities. Utilitarianism would advocate for actions that minimize harm and maximize support for vulnerable populations. And societal structures are inclusive and supportive of all individuals regardless of their disabilities.